Hello everyone, welcome to this session. Today I am here with part 2 of chapter 8, that is reproduction in animals. In this video, we will read about the modes of reproduction. In the last video, we have read about that what is reproduction, what are the importance of reproduction. So in this video, we will read about the different modes of reproduction. So generally two modes of reproduction are there, sexual and asexual. So first is asexual reproduction. The mode of reproduction in which single parent, that means only one parent is required, is called asexual reproduction. Fusion of sex cells or gamete not occur in this process. And mainly that means this is the required in sexual reproduction, and after fusion what happens, the zygote is formed, which is the first steps of the asexual reproduction. Next is young ones produced by this method. They are the exact copy of their parents. That means they totally resemble to their parents. Asexual reproduction occurs in mainly unicellular organisms like amoeba and some lower groups of multicellular organisms like hydra, spirogyra, in which fragmentation may occurs. In hydra, budding may take place, and amoeba they generally reproduced by binary fission. Now let's see that what are the advantages of asexual reproduction. The population can increase rapidly, that means very fastly population can increase by these methods when the conditions are favorable. Only one parent is needed, that means no need of both parents. It is more time and energy efficient, that means within a less time young ones are produced. It is faster than sexual reproduction. Right now I told you that young ones are reproduced in less time in comparison to sexual reproduction, but along with the advantage there are some certain disadvantages of asexual reproduction. That includes, it does not lead to genetic variation in a population. The species may only be suited to one habitat. Actually, because of the absence of the genetic variation, they are not more adapted to other environment or situation. Disease may affect all the individuals in a population. So if any diseases may occur, it affect the entire population. Now let's see some examples of asexual reproduction. Binary fission, which happens in amoeba, certain bacteria also, budding, which is common in hydra, fragmentation, which happens in spirogyra, regeneration, which happens in planaria, spore formation, by which that means bread mold can reproduce, and vegetative propagation, in which that means root stems and leaves are used to produce the new plants. Now the next method, that is sexual reproduction. The mode of reproduction in which both parents are required is called sexual reproduction. Fusion of sex cells or gametes occurred in this process, and this was absent in asexual reproduction. Young ones that produced by this method, they are not exact copy of their parents but resembles to their parents. That means they possesses some characteristics of their parents, but they are not, that means totally resembles to their parents, like asexual reproduction. Now let's see what are the advantages of sexual reproduction. Actually, the young ones that produced by these methods, they having the genetic variations. That means they not possesses the characteristics same as their parents. They having certain variation changes, and this is one of the that means most important advantage of sexual reproduction, which helps in evolution. The species can adapt to new environment due to variation, which gives them a survival advantage. A disease is less likely to affect all the individuals in a population, which is most common in asexual reproduction. Because of the genetic variation, that means what happens, they adapt certain characteristics, and disease not affect the entire population. But along with the advantage, certain disadvantages are also there. So let's see what are the disadvantages of sexual reproduction. Fusion is difficult if two individuals are isolated. Some variations may have undesirable qualities. That means all the variations are not useful. Some are undesirable also. Population growth is slow. Okay, now the time comes to end this video. In our next video, boys, we will read about that means the difference between sexual and asexual reproduction and the types of asexual reproduction. Okay, thank you. Please go through the video, like and subscribe also.